right, if you're a car guy or a car gal, you immediately know that this is not a new car. In fact, it's a 2009 Chevy Cobalt SS, and this is Modern Collectibles. It's a new feature that we're starting where we take a look at recent cars and decide why and when they'll be collectible. Coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. From 2005 until 2010, GM built over 90,000 Cobalt SS's, both in the coupe and in the sedan. But this is the one you want because it has the 260 horsepower turbocharged 4-cylinder that puts out 260 pound-feet of torque. In fact, there were 3 engine choices, and by far, this is the best one. Best of all, this is a 2009, and in 2009, GM built only about 3,000 of these, which makes it very collectible. The Cobalt SS is kind of an interesting mishmash of an economy car with a performance hot hatch. What makes it stand out in my book are these really huge Brembo brakes, the 18-inch wheels, the spoiler on the back, and of course that design tip of the hat to the Corvette with those big round Corvette-like taillights. But by far the best part of this car is the engine and the exhaust note. Andre, do me a favor, start it up.
Хорошо, я сделаю, Роман.
Thank you. Let's show them what this sounds like. Oh yeah, you have to admit that sound is just heaven to the ears of any car guy or car gal. Of course, there is a bit of a downside, and that is that all that power and all that torque is fed through the front wheels. Now in my mind, there's old GM and there's new GM. The difference being old GM was pre-bankruptcy, new GM is post-bankruptcy, and the interior of this car is certainly old GM. And what I mean by that is, you know, there's a lot of plastic, there's a lot of part sharing, but you get this really nice thick steering wheel, and you get special sport SS seats with great side bolsters that really hold you in place when you're feeling that steering wheel getting ripped out of your hands with all the torque steer. Not only does that sound stir the heart of any true car enthusiast, but check this out. That's right, a factory mounted boost gauge right in the A-pillar. How cool is that? When this car was being built, it competed with other hot hatches like the Dodge Caliber SRT4, if you remember that car. Of course, the Honda Civic SI, the Mazda Speed 3. You know the list of hot hatches. Wikipedia says that it'll do 0 to 60 in just a click over 5 seconds. Andre, I need your help.
Да.
Do you think that up here at a mile above sea level, you can go under 7 seconds?
Я думаю, это можно, да.
Are you very confident of that?
Да.
All right, here's the deal. If you can't go under 7 seconds, then you gotta give me back our t-shirt.
Ты думаешь? Ты уверен в этом?
That's right, Andre. Nobody wants to see you naked, so you better do at least 6.9. Let's find out. When I was in college, my best friend Mark had a GLH. That's a Chrysler GLH. You may know it as an Omni. And the GLH stood for Goes Like Hell. And that was because at that time, it was one of the few cars that actually had some serious amount of horsepower. And of course, serious is under 200, but back then it was a lot. And I remember driving that, and the one memory that sticks out is every time I would floor it, the car would try to go its own direction. It had tremendous amounts of torque steer. And I'm happy to report that while this car has 260 horsepower going to the front wheels, the torque steer is there, but it's nothing like that old GLH. Alright guys, here's an easy way to see how much torque steer it has. I'm just going to launch it, not touch the steering wheel, and see if it goes in a straight line. Here we go. Oh, it's turning left. So there is a little bit of torque steer, but you know what? It wasn't bad. I also did do a bit of a burnout there, which isn't all that shabby. Now, of course, today's modern cars have torque vectoring, which to a large extent can even eliminate torque steer. But, you know, for a 3-year-old, 4-year-old car now, it's surprisingly good, given that it doesn't have the latest technology. Here's an interesting side note. It did have one of the earliest forms of launch control. There's a little button here that turns the traction control off, and if you hit it twice, you enable launch control. I wonder if Andre will use that when trying to go from 0 to 60. We'll see. Alright, here goes Andre, 0 to 60. I really hope he goes under 7, because nobody wants to see a Russian after a long winter. It'd be like seeing a hibernating bear come out of the den. Holy cannoli. Alright, Andre, whenever you're ready, my man. All right, Andre, did you go under 7 seconds? What was your time?
Да. 6.75.
Chest, that's 6.
7.5.
Something like that?
6.75.
6.75.
Да.
Oh, congratulations. I was really worried that you wouldn't make it.
И это было даже launch control.
You used launch control?
Да.
And did it work?
Да, очень хорошо.
Really?
5000 оборотов, и сама машина пошла.
It just goes 5,000 RPM and takes off. I've heard it's actually faster without launch control, so nice job. This is a truly fast car. That's why it's a modern collectible.
Да, мне нравится.
And you get to keep your shirt on. Thank you. $2,600, a 4-year-old car that has 2,600 miles. Now that is a way to create a modern collectible. One of my favorite features of this car, besides the engine, is the fact that it has a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, as manuals go, this one isn't great. It's notchy, it's kind of hard to shift, but compared to a modern car, which is all about fuel economy and has a CVT, this is worlds better. Any day I will take a 5-speed manual stick shift over even the very best CVT made. In terms of ride comfort, I'm impressed. It's very quiet in here. I can really tell what the wheels are doing. The steering is direct. Okay, it doesn't feel like it's on its tippy toes like Mazda 3 might, or maybe a Honda Civic, but it feels very American, you know, in that kind of way that GM used to do, where they just took a honking big engine and stuck it in what used to be called a family economy car. And they've done a good job in sorting out the suspension to actually make it feel like it's a sports car and handle all this additional power that's flowing through these 18-inch. Oh yeah, Brembo fitted all 4 wheels. So, on the brand new TFL car collectability scale, and here's how it works. When will the car become truly collectible? In 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or 40 years? I'm going to say this car, because they made a lot of them, is going to become truly collectible in 30 years. As always, this is Roman, reporting for the Fastlane Car. See you next time, and thanks for watching. Ciao! Go for the hard stuff, man. The big puddle's coming up next.
Ooh, I can't wait.